I just felt that if you were not there, then I think since they have promised to call me, and I hope they will give me the opportunity to explain, I will be able to explain. I will have said no comment, but that will give the impression that maybe what some of you published is correct. I want to say emphatically, without any iota of doubt, that I never presented any budget performance of 2024 before the National Assembly yesterday. I think it's a lot of misunderstanding, mix-up, and so on. But unfortunately, I was not. And again, the person talking was somebody I have a lot of respect for. I would like Comrade Oshiomole. But I believe everybody has his own days of not getting things right. I did not talk at any time about 2024. And we did not spend any money, any humongous money on anything in 2024. Indeed, what we spent on fumigation in the whole state of the Federation, all offices in 2024, not up to 1 million. And what we budgeted for 2025 for fumigation is less than 2 million. It's 2 million. So where all these things were going to, I think there was a mix-up. Governments are not, agencies of government are not linking up properly. We are government, what they call government-owned enterprises. We were given a template. We cannot add to the template. And the template has an heading. And the heading is General Services Security. I did not create the heading. But we put everything there. And we now, on the succeeding page, which he did not read, on the succeeding page, we gave the breakdown. We put asterisks, which he called attention to. But he did not go and read the other pages where we analyzed what we were doing for. For example, it's talking about there was this talk about 6.4 million. It's not true.
6.4
billion for it's not for training. You say local transport, and you then mention training and the other. We have 10,500 examiners and invigilators going to conduct both the mock and the UTME. Some of them stay for 10 days. I do not determine their DTA. It's the government that determines the DTA to be paid to them. So what offense have I committed in putting their claims together? And that was 3.2 billion of the 6 billion. 6.4 billion. There are other items like that. He talked about food. Everybody knows that at the JAMB headquarters, we provide one lunch for those in the headquarters, and we provide this lunch for them, partly because we don't want our system to be destroyed. We never bought any computer last year, 2024. We are projecting to buy, and it was being said that, you bought last year. Where did we buy last year? We budgeted to buy, and the process is still on. And again, JAMB CBT centers. We need 850 CBT centers. If we budget for 1 or 2 per year towards achieving that, what offense have we committed? You now talk about food.
Apart from the food,
yeah,
you said 4 billion was remitted last year.
4.8.
4.8. In your newsletter,
yes,
published on the 8th,
yes,
the newsletter says 6 billion was remitted. Can you clarify this, please?
No. 6 billion, when he's talking of 6 billion, he's talking of the totality. A part of it we spend on capital, on projects. So it's also part of it. Yeah. We have also reduced the what do you call it, fee from 5,000 to 3,000 500. If you add all those, it's even more than 6 million. So what we got to the, of course, we don't take capital projects, capital expenditure. We don't take overhead cost. So the thing was just a misinterpretation. Look, you know that we provide for staff in the headquarters, maybe about 500, 600 of them. We provide lunch, not because we want to provide lunch. Apart from the fact that there are security reasons for not allowing people going in and coming out, you also know that we have some ICT infrastructure that will be damaged if we allow people to be bringing food and remnants. So we created a canteen and we provide for them. And for 2024, it's just only for those five, and others have been agitating the others. So we are now saying for 2026, 2025, we should provide for 2,300. 2,300 times 22 days times 12 months. What will it be if not over 1 billion, for God's sake? So I just felt that probably, like it was said, maybe because we were asked to bring this to the floor, and that was the day we submitted as at when given to.
Okay, so this breakdown now, you are saying that the legislators were looking at the 2025 850 million budget for shelters to kill mosquitoes.
How can that be? How can that be?
True?
No, how can that be, my friend? Where I am, I think it will be. I don't know what to say. But unfortunately, the person saying it is somebody I expect to know. I am constrained. I don't know what to say. We have security had been outsourced. You also know that cleaners had been outsourced. In all the states of the federation, we have 580 security men and cleaners. Where would their salaries come from? The least paid police officer, least paid of the security officers, will collect 30,000, which is the minimum. This minimum wage had gone to 70,000. I didn't make it so. So if you add this is part of what is being called. Add just the 70 times the number of security, then add maybe 40 or 50 times. We merely projected. We have not spent a kobo. We have not even paid this staff for. And what will we call it? We can't create it because this template was given to us by the budget office. And all we can do is to put it in that box, but provide the details, which we did. But unfortunately, it was not ready.
Okay, to us now, it is 6.5 billion for proposed training. What are these training we're looking about?
It's not training. Unfortunately, if I had wanted to, I can ask somebody to please go into the car. One of you, I think I have a detail there. Let me bring it because I don't memorize. I can give you the details of what 6.5 billion. If I had known that I come here for a program, I would have prepared for that. But if that is brought before I left, I can tell you, out of this 6.4, 3.2 million is billion is for DTA and travel. You have flights. Instead going to Lagos now, you know how much it is. Going to Kaduna, going to all over the country from one side to the other for 10,500 people in a year. So if you have these people there, and I don't know what it has details of what it is for. We pay we say inside income we have 10.1 billion that we are going to generate from e-facility to host our servers all over the whole country. To host the servers and run it, we 1.2 billion. 600 for the e-facilities, the cabs and all the rest. This is paid directly to the service providers. So if we are generating 10.1 from a service, and it demands to spend. We are even talking of budget. Last year we didn't spend half of that, but because of the exchange rate, we had to budget what we believe would be appropriate. So these are the issues, and when you have a situation where probably people don't understand such things, we are talking of this 6.4 billion. Part of the 6.1 billion is admission expenses, 150 million. Part of it is 600 million for registration, UTME direct entry registration, which is out the e-facility, e-registration that we are paying. The hosting is also part of it. Out of it, we give universities 750 million, which is called NATAP award. We always give it. Yeah. All these are what we put together because there was nowhere to put it in the template given to us by the Ministry of Budget. So this is what we did.
Okay, sir. So there's one issue that every year you remit.
Oh, okay, that's an option. I think to me, to the best of my knowledge, I've done what I'm supposed to do. We have reduced it from 5,000 to 3,005. This is the least paid anywhere in the world for any admission, unless you want it to be given free. And we can assure you, I believe that if we are given fair opportunity to explain, Nigerians will know that I, Issa Akuluede, will not appropriate or misuse. We will not spend, according to him, he said Saudi, I don't know how Saudi spend money, but I will spend money as Nigeria and as responsibly as possible.
Okay, sir, finally, I think maybe just clear the air that the outcome of yesterday's engagement was on 2025 proposed budget.
Oh, definitely. Not 20. That's nothing to do with it. In fact, I did not at any time present anything about 2024 because it was not requested. So, but unfortunately, somebody misinterpreted it and and of course, those of you who are there knew. I wanted to explain, but I was before a higher authority.
So how did the 4 billion come about?
Which 4
remittances?
Remittances. We paid the remittances as required.
No, you said nothing of 2024 came on you are not there to prevent any 2024.
Yes.
Did they ask you about your remittances before you mentioned 4 billion?
Oh, of course, they asked me about it.
Okay, now if I may ask, before the final, yes. Would you prefer JAMB is removed from budgetary allocation or this grant that
government should do whatever is in the interest. I have no personal interest. Whatever is in the interest. Let me tell you, one of the reasons I was the one who proposed to my staff, to the staff of JAMB when I came, let us exit, because I do not know of any agency like JAMB anywhere in the world where government pays the salary. But they came up with a better argument that if there is a disruption in the academic calendar and there is no admission, and you do not, like it happened recently, what will be the fate of the workers? So when they put this to me, I am just a transitory person. I felt that this is a logical argument, because if we return even the ordinary 1,005 that we reduce and we made the form 5,000, we will definitely pay the salary of the staff, and we will be what my first year we remitted 7.8 billion, and subsequent to that we demanded and they asked us to put 6 billion into getting the facilities in town. Okay, we're part of what we are generating. We were allowed by the National Assembly to keep 222 billion. We had 6 billion, but unfortunately, because people had known about the amount, So somebody want to sell something 4 point something, suddenly insisted on 6 billion, and I cannot be a party to that. That's why I left their money there.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So finally, yes, on admission, a lot of students apply for JAMB. How do you feel pain that
my friend, I've been telling you, there is nothing like 1 point something million. Please, those who are on the roadside will be using this garage statistics. Please, in economics, demand not supported by power, by monetary power, by demand, is not a demand. If 1.2 applied and only 700 or 800 of them are qualified, are you saying we should admit this figure we are parading? If you come to my office, look at the statistics. By the time you ask for 5.0 level, half of the people are gone. So even if you score 400 over 400 in UTME, if you do not have 5.0 level, or you want to study medicine without chemistry, without biology, without mathematics or physics, where are you going? So this thing, we are just talking, by the time you get 600, 700, you will see that almost all qualified. We are just using statistics. Let me tell you, go to these institutions and see how many of the institutions, apart from universities, how many of them are operating at 70% capacity. The vacancies are there, but because of the standard. So I believe that it's part of our problem that we just pick something and everybody will be repeating it, and it will gain some momentum. That's just it. So for waylaying me, you need to pay.